Bizarre Brain Comics. Hello, my comic book friends, and welcome to Bizarre Brain Comics. I am Gary, your host. And this is where I like to take a look at some older comics, talk a little bit about the characters and creators, and examine the stories and the art. This time we're going to look at something that I'm pretty sure almost none of you out there have ever seen or heard of. This is a little graphic novel from 1982 from Regal Galaxy Books. And chances are you probably haven't even heard of that. This is Diabolus Seeks Revenge by Tom Finley. And it is a fantasy graphic novel, but it's a religious fantasy with a very thinly, as in almost not, veiled religious graphic novel for children. Done by this fellow, Tom Finley. I was trying to research him, and I can't find anything about his background, really. The only thing I could find is this brief description, and this was I think it was probably written by him because it's on a couple of different sources. It is Tom Finley is described as a beach-loving Kauai dweller. He is a youth worker, cartoonist, writer, and editor, and he has produced. Well, yeah, that's what that says about him. But he has produced many religiously oriented books for young people, such as Church Bulletin Clip Art, Christian Basics, a book of fun games to play, 50 creative cartoons, Bible lessons, and Wilbur, Master of the Rats. And he's also there is also a Tom Finley who is a wildlife watercolor artist out of Utah, but that's not him. So most of what I find when I try to research Tom Finley, that's what comes up, but it's not the same artist. Now, and I said it is a definitely religious, and it is for children. It is filled with little gags, jokes, and the like, mostly at the expense of the evil characters and the silly humans in the story. It has a fully painted cover by the artist. And here's what it says on the back. Script for news update. Flash news. We interrupt this book cover to bring you a late news update. A massive buildup of military forces outside the walls of the isolated city of Mansol has just been reported. Information from reliable sources indicates that these troops are hostile forces, possibly those of the evil and cunning Diabolus. Experts believe that he is plotting to overthrow the city as revenge against its creators, Shaddai, and his son, Lord Emmanuel. All indications are that the town is completely unaware of the presence of the troops. We will have film at 11, or if you can't wait, read this book. See, and even that description is a little joke. I want to talk a little bit here, take a little look into inside. You can see samples of his artwork. Now, just going through this, I suspect, even though I can't find anything on his background, I suspect that Tom Finley is, I mean, he's a quite capable cartoonist. And is very a very humorous stylization to everything here. I suspect he is a self-taught artist, cartoonist, rather than a educated through some schooling. He may have been. I don't know. I'm just thinking. See, he has some cutesy appearances. That's Diabolus and one of the human characters in the story. And it's just so, and it has the city of Mansell. I have seen other by other people, other religious fantasy books, primarily some prose stuff, not the graphic novels, and they always seem to want to use a city or a kingdom or something called Mansell, and then the story is thinly veiled. And in it's Mansell is based. Oh yeah, I wanted to. It seems to be also inscribed. This was signed by the author, and as the city of Mansell is besieged by Diabolus, who is supposed to be Satan, and his demon minions, and but the people don't know it. They're all the people are fat, dumb, and happy. Well, here it has two of the characters, and they're just brief little characters, but I want to point this out. They're clownish figures, demonic figures, but one seems to look like Nixon, and Nixon's vice president, and I suddenly can't think of his name either. It's right there. Even though it was several years after Nixon's time. Now, Diabolus appears outside the gates as an angel of light, using a magic. His troops are all invisible, and he gets the people to let him in because he's going to do good for them. He's an angel of light. He gets in, then he appears in his true diabolic form. In the process there, some of the characters like Captain Resistance, he's the head of the guard. He is quickly done away with, and Lord Innocence then dies on the spot just from all that's happened, and then Lord Will and Conscience and the others, they kind of succumb to him. Then the Lord Shaddai, who is basically God, is informed by a messenger. He sends his son Lord Emmanuel and his troops to try to convince everyone to boot Diabolus out. He ultimately winds up sacrificing him, enters the walls, and becomes willingly sacrifices himself, and it's just so thinly veiled, which is not. I mean, I got nothing against that. But as the story progresses, it gets more preachy as the story progresses. Still with the little, the sight gags and little gags regarding the characters. It's a cute little book, and it's and it's okay for kids and adults to read. That, of course, he sacrifices himself, then he comes back, defeats Diabolus, and after a period of repentance, everyone is forgiven, and things are back, and Shaddai and Lord Emmanuel are back to ruling Mansoul. So that is a basic overview of this story for this graphic novel. And it's a fun little read, as I said, and I have no problem with it being religious. I've covered religious stuff here. I mean, as simply as a work of art. And that's fine. Like I said, it's okay for kids and adults. It's not filled with some of the mean-spiritedness and overall hatred that have appeared in some other religious comics, such as the Chick tracts and Chick comics. The artwork is perfectly fine. Very, very stylized, cartoonish, nicely done, humorous. As I said, it appears unschooled, naive. That may not be the case. Might just be his style, and the art style also really makes me think of some of the underground cartoonists from the 60s and 70s. And it's a fine little book. I don't know if you'd want to search it out. You could if you wanted. It's fine. And I don't think there are a whole lot, too many out there available now after 40 years. But undoubtedly there are. So that's all I've got for you this time on Diabolus Seeks Revenge. The Christian religious graphic novel fantasy. So please like, share, subscribe. Have you ever seen this or anything else done by Tom Finley? Let me know. I'd like to know. So let me know in the comments below. And remember, comics are art.